My favorite college lecture was on Roman water culture, which sounds really boring, but it's not. Other than maybe roadways or major military conquests, the harnessing and utilization of water in ancient Rome was, even by today's standards, really cool. And probably Rome's biggest achievement. Roman water was one of the first examples in human history where a government system actually benefited all levels of society from beggar to emperor. You had latrines, baths, dining spaces, fountains. Rome mastered the art of taking the natural and making it artificial, so a river 50 miles away could now be a fountain in a city. And Roman aqueducts like this bad boy were ridiculously simple. They didn't have pumps or any kind of mechanism other than gravity alone. The water simply traveled downstream from the source to the city, and most aqueducts ran underground, so Roman citizens didn't even see them. And the aqueducts that had to travel over large uninhabitable areas had these beautiful arches built, like the Pont de Gard in France, circa 16 BCE. This is a cute map of it. And when the water did get to the cities, they were stored in castellum aqua, which were water castles or water towers. And from these water castles, they would go to houses or streets, and this is where we see the overconsumption of water big time, because, fun fact, the city of Rome only needed one aqueduct to survive. They had 11. And the best part about overconsumption is that everybody has access to water now. A citizen would usually spend 30 minutes to 2 hours every day getting the daily water that they need from these public fountains or cisterns. Yeah, you can drink from them. And these public fountains actually did have valves on them to turn them on or off, but they were rarely turned off because you wanted them to overflow because that's how the streets were kept clean. That's just so neat to me. I don't know. Elite homes could even have their own private water system in their house. They would just have to go to council to get permission to run the lead pipes for fountains, gardening, toilets, cleaning, cooking. And once again, they have valves, so they can even turn their own water on and off with the distribution box. Especially once we're a few centuries into this water culture, fountains in a rich person's home are a must. Rich people always had their doors open, so that way you could look into their house and see how rich they are, and that's where they would place the fountain, right dead center in front of the door. And it's really funny because there are actual logs of neighbors going one after the other to the council to get permission for a fountain. So even in ancient times, there was friendly neighbor competition of keeping up with the Joneses. Romans had very strict and very boring water laws because they understood the importance of not polluting your own water, so water towers or castles were really sacred. This is really cool. So emperors and wealthy individuals even had water dining spaces, like water dining rooms. So it sort of looked like this. You dined on your left elbow laying down and water would just be below you. They even had special plates or trays that would float and carry your food. And it was actually really cool if you were wealthy enough to have a water dining space because you had to wash your feet before dining in ancient Rome. So to just walk through the water, that was washing your feet. Practical.